Well, hello there. The time has come to become a pioneer. Now, this is Pioneers of Pagonia, something I think is a very, very cute and cool game, and it's come with some very good quality of life updates for the early access release based on the demo we've played previously, or the alpha. Now, it's come with some different predefined maps. You've got the guidance, some forest and friends. Each have some different victory conditions. Some have hostiles on, some don't. And they're pretty cool to play with. Now, we are going to leave tutorial on guidance. We are going to do a custom map. So if you look up here, we're going to go objectives with Conquer Island. Choose this option to generate a map with various hostile enemy camps to defeat and no other objectives. No. Objectives with enemies. We'll try that one. And sandbox is just a build, I think. And then objectives without enemies, so no fighting. Here is the seed, just on the side there. So I'll leave that one so you can see it after we've clicked as well. So just go there. Let's change the difficulty to, let's try intermediate. We don't want beginner. And we can kind of pick something here. So let me have a think. I do kind of want to do rocky plateaus. Harvest tons of mining resources on the big rocky plateaus and build huge settlements and large open grass fields. I'm thinking rocky plateau. I keep saying plateau. Let's go. Let's generate. Let's get into it. Alright, so we are in. Now, two things that people mentioned they would like to see in the game from the alpha version based on what we saw in the video we previously did was, in fact, speed. You can speed it up now, and farms. Now, farms are a much better way than they were before, so always good. I'm going to go ahead and do some really, really basic roads. The reason I'm doing that is because, well, you'll see. Let's bring this up here as well. So we've got a main kind of road going that way. And then we'll bring something off this way as well. And what will happen is the moment I start building stuff, they'll come off and bring the resources on. But you get a whole bunch of stuff all the way up here. You can turn this off as well. I'll leave it on to start with. If it gets annoying, we'll turn it off. But straight away, what you want is your guard towers. If you read it, it says, can extend your territory using border stones. As you can see down on the map, we've got this blue border, which are these border stones here. And you can only build in there until it gets expanded out. Now, I'm not sure where the rocky plateaus are because we're very green here, but that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and get a guard tower over here. I'm also going to get the explorer's hut. So explorers, home to explorers who use rations to explore unknown terrain. So you see all this area we can't see. We can basically send them out to do that as well. I'll get this one next to it here. And what that should do is people should start coming off and start to grab the resources we have and building that. As you can see, we start off with 150 wood. If you click into the top of each of these, you can enable the other things as well to be able to see them. So there's different types. So we've got 60 hardwood trunks as well. But yeah, straight away, what we will do is get a wood cutting hut. And we will have this relatively close. Let's go with this juncture here. And let's go 2 of those. And a sawmill. So we'll get that nice and tight there. And what we will do is make sure we're prioritizing the guard tower. Because we'll need that to expand. Because they will go off and build certain things as well. And we're going to need some kind of it's a builder's camp, I think, is in here somewhere. Construction camp. There we go. Get one of these in as well. And let's get that relatively close here. I think that's perfectly fine there. And there they go. They're off to do their first bit of work. So delivering resources. You'll see there's different types of things here. So you've got construction site carriers, diggers, and builders. Every time you place a building down, the diggers will go over and actually flatten the land first, and then the constructors come and build it as well. So it's pretty damn cool. I like this. And then this is how the building kind of comes up. I think if you press U, you can hide it as well. It's out next week, guys, in early access. Look at that. For those, I think December 13th or 14th, can't remember the exact date, but that's when it's coming out. So please keep an eye on that. It's very cool. It's basically what Settlers should have been if you've ever played the Settler games. I haven't played one for about 20 years, I'll be honest with you. But very, very cool. Now, what we're going to need is stone. So when this is built, you see this guard tower, you can set a waypoint. So I can get them to focus over here. So we want to uncover all of this where this stone is. So we can actually start harvesting that out. And what I am going to do is make sure that we are building roads a bit more. So we want to try and utilize as much as we can around here. And then I'll probably use the edge here as well, like that. And then we can build along it. And now the guard tower is done. They will walk over, and they're the guys that will eventually go out as well. I'm going to make sure the explorer's hut is prioritized next. They've already started popping these up anyway. And what I want to do for wood, early on I encourage this if you play. Get storage. It'll make your life a lot easier. So we're probably going to want some wood industry over here. So we're going to need to keep certain bits free. Now, if I was being sensible, we'd have the storage available. I'm going to grab 2 there. And what we're going to do is say wood. Now, you can say anything, any kind of wood in here, or just specifics. And we're going to say that's fine. And then in this one, we're also going to do wood, but we're going to say hardwood board. So we can have our main wood bit over here. And then that one's all types of wood there. At the moment, you can't say everything apart from, so you can't do like a restrict, which would be nice to see as well. There we have it. The woodcutters and the thingy camp. And we're going to get straight away into a sawmill. And because we're having the planks there, look, it makes perfect sense for us to get the sawmill right there. Then we can get like the wood, this thing. Where is it? Let me just find it. There's a wood workshop right here. Oh, if I can't fit that, I'll be very sad. Alright, we can get it over here or something. Now, I am placing that, but what I'm going to do is actually pause it. Just so it is there. That's the smartest thing we can do. But these guys should be going off to explore this part first. Now, you do need to keep in mind that you only have 100, I think it's like 150 or something border stones to start with. So you need to make sure that those guys are obviously creating. That's why we need the stone and to get that going. We'll get obviously stone uncovered. We're lucky we've got a nice patch of wood. So that's the main kind of production. And then next obviously is going to be food. Now the other issue we had in the early access, the alpha build before, was how the farming worked. They have fixed that. It's so much better. So that is always good to know. Now I'm going to also dot in a couple of wells where we need them. So I'm going to pop one there. And for food, Hunter's Lodge. We've got a bunch of rabbits around here, so that might not be a bad idea. I do kind of want one up on the hill, though. And I like to have it almost free builds for some ways. I don't like to be too gritty. I like it to look nice. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do something like this. There we go. We're going to have a little Hunter's Lodge over here to start get a bit of that. And the Hunter's Lodge will produce leather as well. So it'll get leather and different types of meats. And I'm going to say all types of meats is fine. It looks like it's just rabbit around here as well. Guys, I'd love to let me know your thoughts as we're playing along. And if you aren't subscribed, please do consider that as well. Smash a little thumbs up. It's awesome. Very beautiful game. Very, very peaceful. If you like the cozy kind of builder games, definitely one to check out. I think next, if I'm being sensible here, see, if I keep on top of this correctly, I could put a storage there for the leather and stuff. I'm not going to do that just yet because I haven't decided what I want to do. And we are going to go straight into... I don't know if I want to do some farming over here. I think this might make a nice little farm area, actually. Now, I'll just show you how much better the farming actually is. Because that tree is not cut down, we can't actually place here yet. So once that gets cut down, we will look at that. Because of that, then, I might hold fire on that until they've cut down some more. All of these carriers are taking their time to put their items into it. They're being blocked at the moment, unfortunately, here, which is a bit annoying. We might need to do something about that. But once this one's built, that won't be blocked anymore. There we go. We've got our first sawmill set up. So we'll allow them to kind of cut things out of this. You can obviously turn things off. If we need firewood, we can grab that as well for the houses later on. And then once we've uncovered this, you see how we've got stone now? I can go ahead and get a little road up here. Quite happily do that, actually. We should be able to make use. And then I'm going to grab my first quarries here. I'm going to get 2 because we're going to need this stonemason quite early. And then we'll get the stonemason. Do I want it up here? I kind of like the idea of having this on the hill. I also need to make sure the road can get to it. Tell you what, let's just put it there for now then. And what I'm going to do is get another couple of storages over here. Let's just have the one, and we're going to say stone, and this is going to be any type. We'll have just the one of any type of stone in there. So once they have no room, they can kind of plonk it in there. Looks like we've just got normal stone here, so we're going to need to look for like coal and stuff. There's limestone up there, which we'll need for cement. Some raspberries there as well. And as they uncover, we can kind of see what's about. Definitely suggest going inland though, but over here it looks like there is some other stuff. There's some coal over here, which is awesome. I think what I'm going to do now is actually say, now that we found the thingy, I'll set patrol point. Now that we found the actual claim, or the stone, I'm going to just set a claim point over here, so they kind of do all around. I'd like to push this out so we can build the village out a little bit. As you can see, it is coming up really, really nicely. We've got our construction camp now as well, so the workers will actually sit in here rather than in the boat to do things. Because until you've fully unloaded your boat, they will just keep going to grab the resources as well. This is your claimed area, so we've currently got 4.7% of the map. And you get a meter squared. You kind of just scroll that out so you can kind of see how big the maps can actually be. Pretty damn big. It is pretty damn big. You can get some pretty big settlements. If we're looking up here, it's saying we need a forester. Actually, that's the one we probably should get in. And with the forester, it'll go ahead and plant more trees. Now, I think this is as good place as any just to keep that. But at the same time, yeah, we'll set a focus point of that one to be kind of here. And what that hopefully will do is start planting here as well. And then they'll always go to the closer ones unless you set a focus point. I'm just looking to see if there's any good position for us to put the forager's hut, but at the moment not so much because there's not really much around. So once we've uncovered that, there's a nice amount of berries that we can forage from over there. But for early game, I don't think it's going to be the case, and we're going to have to do some kind of farm. Now, I think this is relatively flat over here. I don't see an issue with that, but that tree's gone now, so we can actually put it here, which is awesome. And then I'm going to do some farm plots. And if you actually do it now, see how they actually snap properly? Pretty awesome. So I can go ahead and just get all of these in. As long as you place them right, you can get a good amount. Now, I'm going to go one more. Quite a lot, but that should do for our first farm. They should be able to reach that eventually, so they'll dig out and get those ready. And I'll let them set for both pumpkins and cabbage, and that should be fine. And as you can see, the farm requires water. So if you're being really sensible, having a well, which fits in quite nicely there, would be good. I know we've got one over here, but that's fine. We'll pop a well there as well, and hopefully get some food on the go. I love just watching them kind of walk around, taking the HUD off and checking it out. One thing I do hope they bring out is allowing us the ability to zoom out a little bit more. I have noticed if you go up on like a mountain, you can see the colony really, really well, and it looks really nice. I hope you agree. I think it's beautiful. There's some deer over there as well. Very nice. I think we're predominantly going to live off this fruit and veg from here and the rabbits and deer that are out here as well, though. We are going to need to get another guard tower as well, so that will speed up the rate in which we are able to expand. Now, as you go along, you need to kind of make sure, because you can set them to patrol, and there are bandit camps and stuff on the map, so you need to be careful of that as well. So based on that, I think we'll get a guard tower over here. Let's take it off the edge a little bit. Let's go there. Then once this expands out, we've got really good resources up here. So there's some copper. Keep going in the hills. I might see if we can push this out. They are pushing out in all directions now, which is nice. I can see some silver there. Quite a good amount as well. So that's going to come in handy. Obviously, as they're procedurally generated, it is random, the resources you'll get on the map as well. Alright, the mining has begun though, which is pretty damn awesome. If I click in here, we've got plenty of stone that they can keep making border stones and cut stone from as well. So that stonemason will do a bit of both. Looks like it's still currently collecting. But while we do that, let's lay out a little bit of road then. I think this one is okay to come up to here. And then this one can also continue along, I think. That's perfectly fine. And then thinking, do I get one to come around the back of there, or do we have that just like that? You've got to think of their pathing, because it will affect how they walk as well. I think this I want to come all the way to the edge, and then we'll go up from there. And then this I'll slowly go through the mountain with it as well. I think once this is pushed back a little bit, I'll bring this up and we'll square this off as well, like a bit of a grid that we can build in there as well. As you can see, when you build on the hills, they dig into them like that as well, so it's pretty cool. I'm going to allow those to mine. I'm actually going to get another stone mason in. They're quite sizable. Now, if you hold right-click and turn it, you can actually turn and get them kind of wedged in with the other buildings. And actually, I quite like the position of that one. And then I can pop a little road going across this. And if you just drag to the road, it'll automatically try and wrap around buildings and stuff. It's a very nice feature. Alright, I think it's safe to say I can turn on the wood workshop now. So I will allow that. And all the items should go into there. We'll get that one built. And then we're going to go in. We're not going to do the cottages yet because I want to set up an actual housing area for that. But I do want to go ahead and get in the provisioner and stuff like that as well. The guild hall is very important though as well. So, and trade is in the game now. That wasn't in before. I'm just trying to remember where it is. There's the guild hall. So, guild hall I'm going to keep really close to the boat actually, so I know where it is. And here's basically how you make new diggers and builders, so you assign them to these types of jobs. Now, I won't be doing it yet because we need to build the actual resources first. But inside of here, we're going to need... Well, we're going to need some spears and wooden shields eventually, but I am going to set... we're going to say 6 wooden cogwheels first, and once they're built, we'll get another one. As you can see, that wood patch has now been cut down, but there are some growing, as you can see. So if you hover over each tree, you do get a value as well, which is pretty cool. Might be worth trying to make this nice and dense, because that's actually most of our wood now. But they will walk up here to grab that if there's none ready here. So I think a second forester is a good idea. And I'm going to squeeze it right on here. And I'm going to set the focus point of this one over here as well. But essentially, I want this to just be a main forest constantly that we can work with and have our wood workshop going. The main focus for this episode is to hopefully get some wood workshop stuff going. Take a little look around as well. Look at them all slowly walking, and it does slowly come along nicely. It's so beautiful, man. It's one of those, I played a couple of hours just to get used to it again, and it's just so peaceful. It's so relaxing. You just like to put some music on in the background or just listen to the in-game music and the sounds coming from it. And obviously it's very early access, and they've got a roadmap as well on their Steam page. The Steam link will be in the description of the video anyway, so all things about it will be in there. So I highly encourage you to go check it out. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And there's one other thing I'm going to get ready, and that is going to be this crop farm for the flax, I think. And we could have our first major cloth workshop down here. Now, we need to figure this out. So let me just get the processing stuff up first. So weaver's shed and the tailor shop. I'm going to get on this edge bit here. I'm going to go close to the edge there on these two. Weaver shed and tailor shop is there. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this crop farm. I think are quite happy. I think it makes sense to have it over here at some point, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and put it here. Now, we won't be able to build on the sandy bit, though, is what I'm thinking. So, actually, it makes sense if I go maybe there. And then what I'm going to do is just quickly squeeze in some farm plots where we can here. I'm not too bothered about it. Hopefully, I can just squeeze a few in. And what I'm going to say, focus point for this one is actually over here. So they only go on that one, and they're already going to plant on it. You got to be careful; they do go and do that, which is a bit annoying. So we can actually wait until it's been built, which I think is more sensible actually. So I'm going to demolish them because you've got to be pretty quick. Unfortunately, oh no, you can do it afterwards. After I want this to be a flax farm. Wondering if I can change that now and it will work. Actually, I'm going to decide against it, and I'm going to move these guys over here. And what we'll do is make sure we set all of these. So we'll go flax. I'm going to allow some of the other items on this one as well, but this one is mainly going to be just that. I'm hoping they'll dig out and just change that for me, and that's going to be for our cloth setup over here, and then we'll get in a little bit of storage, just squeezed. That is just unfortunate on size, isn't it? That's all right, though. If I just pop 2 down here, and we're going to say resources. I highly encourage you to do this early on, by the way, guys, to make sure you actually do have like proper distribution of goods. We're going to say flax in there, and then what are we making in here? We can have rope, cloth. So what we can say on this one is any... Need to remember which one it's under. That's tools, so we don't want that one. Natural products. Also, I don't mind that, I guess. Let's just leave it as that for now. You can't, obviously, as I say, select multiple, I don't think. So it'd be nice to have rope and something else in there, but that's fine. We'll make sure we have just the items. Rope and the cloth for that one. And then this one can do like armors. So actually, let's get a third storage on that one. Let's do 4. Why not? Everything does need a road connected, by the way, guys. Just keep that in mind. There we go. We'll do that, and then these guys will have as other ingredients. We'll say any armor in that one, and then in that one we'll also have as natural products of anything. We'll have a nice little storage for that as well set up. And it's quite beautiful. I love it. Coming along really, really nicely. The start of home here. And our first lot of crops coming in nicely there as well. Look at that. Well, you got to admit, it's pretty beautiful. Alright, let's look at further expanding our road system now. So I'm going to keep this coming, and we'll probably go along the edge of that lake, actually. That gives us a nice build area here. And maybe set up our first housing area. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rid of the hunting and stuff eventually over here. I don't know, because there's not that much. There's no move option at the moment. You have to just demolish. But it would make sense to have this further up. We get multiple anyway, so I'm actually going to go ahead and do that. Let's get the Hunter's Lodge moved into the hills there. Let's get a little road up to that one as well. And then I'm going to start the first, very, very first housing area. And what you need for that is this population and meals. And what you basically need to do, it's a bit like the market fountain is how the marketplaces work in other buildings. You need to be within the radius. So in Farthest Frontier, for example, you have the circle, don't you? So I like to build around these, and you need a tavern in range. And because the tavern's the biggest building, I actually like to do this one first. And I'm going to assume that those trees are going to be gone soon, and this building is going to be gone soon as well, actually. So I think... Let's go here. It doesn't need to be perfect anyway. Let's get our first tavern in there, and then you need tavern tables. Now, these are a little bit awkward. I'm pretty much just going to do them around the back, and then we'll bring the tavern kind of that way. Something like that. And then we'll bring the road to come around against those guys. I won't complete the road. We'll just go to there, and then we'll get in the market fountain. And we're going to need a few market stalls within the area as well. So I'm just going to pop these guys in here. I think it likes 6. I don't know how many we'll need for the housing. Let's just put 3 for now, though. It will ask for 6 on here eventually. I'm not going to do that. We're not going to go with the residents. We're going to go with the cottages. Up to 10 carriers. This one's up to 25. We could, to be fair, we're getting the cut stone. We are a little bit bigger. Might be a better play, actually, for the big one, then. Let's have a mixture. Let's get 2 of these guys in. We'll kind of call this like the little town for these guys. Now, you can obviously offset them. I'm going to do that because we need a house in there. That kind of makes sense. And then I'm going to get some smaller cottages along this one here. And then maybe one in there. I don't think I can fit many more until those trees are gone. We'll start with that, though, and that'll be the first housing area. Let's... oh, we found some copper as well. Very, very nice. All in all, we've got some a good amount of resources. We have 20 guards in place, and we should be building... Quote me on it. Forester, cannot hire, no guild hall available. Guild hall's almost there. Let's get that prioritized. There we go. Just speeding it up. That is just finishing off now. 98%. A beautiful guild hall. Lovely stuff. Lovely. So workers ordered by building, so that'll tell them to go and become foresters over here, I think, and they'll walk. So if you click a building, it'll highlight the people that are related to it and the ones that are carrying. You see this? You'll see the farmers and carriers. It does highlight the ones that are related to it. It's very cool. I would very much like to get this one built, and that's just specifically flax, isn't it, on every single farmland there, so that's fine. And around this area, I probably will ramp it up and get more in, because it makes sense. We may as well utilize the area that we have over here. I'll leave that little bit, but I think along here, it will definitely get some farmland in. And before anything happens, I'm going to get flax highlighted on those guys as well. There we go. Perfect. Lots of things being constructed, but slowly and surely our first little bit is coming along. Alright, production orders of wood workshop finished, waiting for new orders. So, the wood workshop has finished our cogs. So, we're going to need some wooden spears. I'm going to set 10 of those. And I'm also going to set a couple of torches. I'll say a couple. And we're going to go with 10 shields. Let's go that to 15 and let's get another 5 of those. We'll just queue up a whole bunch in the wood workshop now. It'll do like random ones, I think. I'm not sure. Oh, look at this. Enemy camp spotted as well. So we've got a... Wow, quite a sizable thief camp and stuff over there. So we need to be aware of that. We've also discovered the border of a Pagonian village. There is another village over here as well. Pretty damn close as well. It might make sense to expand more that way. We found a bit more stone, some iron, some silver. Nice. So this is a good place. You're being attacked by thieves. So my guard towers will go and kind of deal with that. But it is, you can't control them, unfortunately. It is very much random. So setting up your guard towers correctly is good. Well done. Absolute legend. Killed 2 of them. So based on that, I think I'm going to go ahead and get another guard tower. Let's do a military camp. Oh, military camp, actually. Let's, because we're on the border of the village here, let's actually... Well, firstly, let's expand the road this way. Like so. And let's get our military camp down. Right here. And that's where all our extra soldiers will go. Because we can train soldiers soon. So, guards can extend your territory using border stones. Any station unit type can patrol or attack target locations from here. So we can set them to attack target locations. Now, a garrison means the soldiers, we can use that as like an extra place as well. So, hey, our houses are in though. Look at that. And they will give birth. You start off with 401 on the population. But I was playing yesterday, and before you know it, you'll be over 1,000 population very, very quickly. So worth keeping that in mind as well. I'm just trying to remember where my... there it is. Military Academy. Train military units and equip them with armor and weapons. So, this can be our kind of like military area. I want to make sure a road can get around the back of there. So actually, offset this a little bit here. Like that. Let's just put in a little road there. And then what we can say is normal guards. We don't have any armor on the go yet. I'm going to say train 10 guards. Because they're going to be pushing these towers a little bit here. So he's getting into a fight now as well, this guard, as he was going to push out the border stones. Oh, our guard died that time, so they do get weaker. But yeah, definitely getting these guys in is going to be a massive help, I think. And to be fair, it probably won't hurt to get a 3rd guard tower. And I think as we push up, they do need to be spread out a little bit, so I will say okay to that one. And as you get better soldiers and stuff, it works as well. Guild Ranger. Heroic Fearnaught. I don't know what any of those are, I'll be honest with you. But guys, the start of the town is here. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do smash the thumbs up. And if you aren't subscribed, please do. Let me know your thoughts. I think the game has come on quality of life-wise way better than the alpha, which is really nice. And the roadmap's looking really promising for the game. I'm really enjoying it. And if you do want to see more, I need you to let it be known. Because that's the way I can tell if series are worth carrying on. But guys, as always, I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.